guys, how you doing? It's Coach Tim, Guerrilla Hapkido. I'm here with one of my teen students. Today, we're going to show you some leverage and some variations for the duck under. So before we even get started, just know we're going to use 3 variations. And the reason we chose these three variations, we always assume working in self-defense that your attacker is bigger, stronger, and more aggressive than you are. So these 3 variations are when you work with someone tall, taller, and a giant. Okay, so let's talk about the normal, basic duck under. You see this in wrestling a lot. We get tied up, collar, and elbow. Now from here, on the arm that's on his elbow, I'll bend at the knees and I'll pull down. As he tries to pull back up, I'll duck straight under. That's what a duck under is. But what really happens when we try to do the duck under most of the time is we pull down and he pulls back up, but he doesn't pull high enough for me to actually duck under, and he straightens his arm. So when I try to come through, yeah, he's based and he's above my head. I'll never be able to duck under. So what am I supposed to do from there? Other than a drop Sayonagi, I mean. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to use an example of Gracie leverage or invisible force, like I like to do. So what I'm talking about, same thing with Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. He has his hand there trying to push me. Now from there, I would grab and I would lean back. As he pulls his hand back, I would come in for my lock. So instead of me putting all my energy and attention into pulling down, I'm going to put more of it into pulling back. So from this position right here, if I pull back, he pulls back, and he has to lift his elbow, to get his hand pulled back. That's what I want. So as I pull back and he lifts his elbow, I can do my duck under. So let's get into the 3 variations that we're going to do with this duck under. So, from the collar and elbow, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to transition. I'm going to transition my arm over and I'm going to step out. That's what we call in Gunjin Taho Jitsu the X stance. So, variation number 1 of this duck under using the Gunjin Taho Jitsu X stance is going to look like this. We're locked up, boom. I get my X guard stance, I lean back, he tries to pull his hand through. I flip thumbs down, push it behind his head, this hand comes up, I duck under, I come around, and now I have my very nice kind of hajime. So what I mean is I want to put my thumb down to be able to turn his head. Kind of like what you see in the Gracie self-defense. If he has me in a front headlock, and he's too low, I might take one hand, find his face, push it back, put this one behind his back, and twist him into my own front headlock. So, variation number 1, we went from the X stance to putting our thumb down to bringing them around, kind of like you do in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Variation number 2, we're going to go from the X stance to a wrestling arm drag. So I get my X stance, I lean over, I lean back. While he tries to pull his arm, I come around, I push his arm down, and I push it through for my arm drag. Yeah, so from right here, I got my X stance, I'm holding, I pull back, he pulls his arm up, I reach under, I push down, and I take his back with an arm drag. Now, from right here, what if he starts bringing his arm too high? Yeah, from right there, I can't do my arm drag, his arm is up too high. I'm gonna shoot under, I'm gonna grab his hand, I'm gonna put some other leverage on it, and then I'm gonna just take him down that way. So let's move on to number 3, the head and arm triangle from a duck under. So what I mean is, we're clinched up nice and tight. I can't even get my X going to move this hand over to the other side. So from right here, I lean back, he pulls his arm back, I duck just my head under, my arm is still here. I'm gonna grab head and arm triangle and I'm gonna thrust him down. So from right here, I can't move my hand over for the X stance because it's too hard. So I'll push back. As he brings his arm up, I'll come through. This hand is still on his other side. I'll push it through. I'll connect the dots like I'm doing in a sleeper hold. Head and arm triangle. His arm is stuck in front of his head right there. Now my first takedown will be a simple sweep. What if you're in side control right here? You're trying to do something. He's got too much base on your neck right here. Head and arm triangle. I'm going to use this hand right here. I'm going to pop it through. I'm going to connect the dots. Now, I'm going to jump over. I'm going to drop. And I'm going to rotate. Until he taps. Same head and arm triangle that we did at the top is the jiu-jitsu head and arm triangle that you do at the bottom. So there you guys have it. There are 3 variations to the duck under you see in wrestling, street fighting, grappling. This has been another Guerrilla Hapkido how-to with Coach Tim. You okay?